Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, of course, welcome. My name is Andy. Today's video is super exciting. I'm actually going to be filming a beginner's starter kit to makeup. Everything in this little bag here is Drugstore. I dropped it. And this is pretty much everything that you will need if you want to just start out in makeup. You have no direction on where to go, and so I just put together this little kit, and so it's all affordable. You can get it pretty much any drugstore you have near you, Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, pretty much anywhere you can get these products. And so I just wanted to put this together. Of course, if you are just starting out with makeup, all of these steps are not totally essential. I will let you guys know if there's a couple steps that I don't think you really need if you are a beginner, but I did want to include a full face just to give you an idea of everything that you need to start out. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and let's just get right into it. Starting out with primer, some people would argue that primer is not 100% necessary when you're just starting out, but I do think that it's important to create a barrier between your face and the makeup you're putting on it. And so the one that I would suggest is the Hard Candy Coconut Water Primer Stick, and the main reason that I chose this is because it is super easy to apply. It's literally just a stick and you just put it on your face and then blend it in with your fingers, and then you're done with primer. And that just makes it super easy, and you can just create a really quick barrier between the foundation or your concealer or whatever you choose and your face. And that's important for if you want to make sure that your skin stays healthy. This also has really cute packaging, like that's a plus. That's really not important, but it's a plus. And it's very hydrating, so it's good for your skin, and I just think that this is a great one for beginners. So next up, I am going to be moving on to foundation. I want to mention this step is not necessary. If you are young or if you just aren't super into it yet, you don't have to wear foundation. It's not super necessary, but I did want to include one that I love and that I think would be great if you do want to have an extra level of coverage. And so I did go ahead and choose the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. And I didn't just choose this because it's my favorite foundation right now. There's multiple reasons. The main reason is that this has a very nice natural coverage. It's not too heavy and it's not too thin, so you can get a nice amount of coverage without looking cakey. And when you're just starting out, it is really easy to end up looking cakey. It's really easy to get carried away. And so I think that this one is great. This is also really easy to apply with both a beauty sponge as well as a brush, so whichever one you have, it's great. It also has an SPF of 20, I believe, which is really great, especially for summer. And this also has a really good shade range, so it won't be super hard to find your shade. Right now, because I'm a little bit more tan, I'm in the shade 742 medium beige, and that one works really great for me, but they have a bunch of different shades with different undertones, so you can most likely find your shade. And then this also just works with oily or dry skin. It kind of mixes together both of the different skin types, and it works great for both. So that is why I chose this foundation. The concealer that I chose is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and the reason that I chose this is it is just the best concealer at the drugstore. I honestly have used this since I was like 15. I have bought numerous tubes of it. I couldn't even count how many tubes I've bought of this. It just has a good natural coverage, and it just blends super easily onto your face. You can use it for your under eyes. It's not super great for spot coverage. If you are looking for a concealer for spot coverage, I would try the Hard Candy one. I'm not sure what it's called, but this is more of a light coverage one for under your eyes. And I just think that it's great for beginners because it's easy, it's not super expensive, and it blends really well. And it's not super heavy coverage, so I like this one. So moving on to powder, the one that I would recommend is the Maybelline Fit Me Powder. They have two different versions of this. They have the Set and Smooth, and I believe the Matte and Poreless. I have the Set and Smooth because I have dry skin. If you have oily skin, the Matte and Poreless would probably be better for you. The pressed one is the one that I would suggest if you are just starting out in makeup, simply because loose powder can get very messy very quickly, and if you don't know how to work with it, it can be kind of tricky. So I do think that the pressed one is better for beginners, but the main reason that I suggest this powder is the same thing with the foundation and the concealer really. It's not cakey. It doesn't look super drying or super thick on your face. It just kind of creates a nice look to your face, a little bit softer and a little bit nicer, and it makes your makeup last a little bit longer. And so I do think that this one is great for beginners, and so that's really all I have to say about it. So the next step that I would generally take when doing my makeup would be bronzer. And I wanted to say, so that people don't think I forgot, I am specifically skipping bronzer for this video, and that is because if you're a beginner, I don't suggest using bronzer, simply because it can get crazy real quick. If you apply too much bronzer, you look real cray, and it's really hard when you're just beginning to apply the perfect amount without going overboard. If you do really want to get a bronzer, I would suggest the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It's the best one that I've found from the drugstore. But I would suggest just skipping on the bronzer until you're a little bit more experienced. That's just my advice. I obviously don't know everything, but that is my advice. So I am just going to move on to blush. The blushes that I have to share with you guys are the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. The super main reason that I picked these is they're cheap. They're a really good price for the amount of product that you get. They have several different shades. The shades I have here are Rose Champagne and Apricot in the middle. And I love both of these shades. They're both very neutral. They go with pretty much any look. And these blushes are just very nice. They have a light sheen to them. They're not sparkly, but they do have a sheen. And they have just a light wash of color. It's not too pigmented, so it won't get crazy fast. And you can build them up if you want a little bit more intense, or you can just use a really small amount and get kind of just a light wash of color. And so I think that these blushes are great for beginners. Moving on to eyeshadow, I have another Wet n Wild product, and it is the Wet n Wild Little 3 palette in Walking on Eggshells. And the reason that I chose this one is it has just 3 very basic shades. And it has imprinted, mine are kind of gone because I use this, but they have crease shade, a brow bone shade, and a lid shade. If you're just starting out in makeup, that's all you need. You just need those 3 shades, and it works really well. These are very pretty eyeshadows. They're very pigmented, they're very easy to blend, and they're very, very cheap. This can create just the most beautiful everyday look if you just use it exactly like it says. And this brow bone shade here also doubles as a inner corner highlight as well as a face highlight. I didn't include a highlighter in this kit simply because this brow bone highlight is a beautiful highlighter, and there's no need to buy a highlighter if you already have one in this little palette. And so this is the eyeshadow palette that I suggest, and I think that it's just a perfect one for if you're just starting out. Next up is eyeliner, and I did not pick any liquid eyeliners for you guys because, once again, just like with the bronzer, liquid eyeliner is very difficult, and if you want to really start practicing now and get good at it, you can, but if you're just starting out and you just want a simple eyeliner, I would suggest the L'Oreal Matte-Matic eyeliner. It's just a super basic black eyeliner. It doesn't smudge, you don't end up looking like a panda at the end of the day, which is the trouble that I end up having with a lot of cheaper eyeliners. That's why I'm suggesting this one rather than like a Wet n Wild one, because this one doesn't smudge. And so this is the one that I suggest. You can really go with any black eyeliner or even a brown eyeliner. That would work great too. And I just think that this one is the best for beginners. Oh, I hope I didn't just break that. So now moving on to mascara. The mascara that I chose is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And really, the only reason that I chose this is because it is very similar to the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I love that mascara, and I think this is a good one. Like, I don't think you need any special mascaras for if you're a beginner. I think this one works great. It has a really nice wand. It is natural bristled, which is really nice. I prefer that. And it doesn't get too clumpy too fast. If you just apply 2 layers of this, it's not clumpy. It just looks nice. And so I don't have much to say about this because I didn't really have any mascaras that were specifically for starters, but I do think that this one is great. For eyebrows, I wasn't really sure what to include in this video, but I decided that I would just go with a brow gel, and I picked the e.l.f. Clear Brow Gel. This one is like $2. It's super cheap, and I picked this because you don't really need a brow product to shape and fill your brows if you're just starting out. If you're in middle school and you just want to look a little more put together, you don't need to be getting Instagram brows and looking super crazy makeup, you know, you just need something simple. And this brow mascara is really great because it just puts your eyebrow hairs into place. It just keeps them there so that they don't look crazy, and that's all it does. And I think that if you're just starting out, that is really all you need, and so this is what I suggest for eyebrows. The last makeup product that I wanted to share is for lips, and with this one, I don't really have anything in specific. I did choose the Revlon Kiss Balm just to represent a lip balm. I think the lip balms are great. They are perfect for if you're just starting out. They moisturize your lips and they just give a light wash of color, so they go with everything. And so I think that a lip balm is just the best choice for if you're starting out. This is just the one I chose because I like it and I have it, but you can really go with any lip balm. They all kind of do the same thing, and so that's really what I suggest. If you want to go for a lip gloss, I do of course suggest the L'Oreal Lip Gloss in Nude Illusion. Perfect, goes with everything. It's a beautiful lip gloss, but you can really go with anything as far as lips. So the last two products that I have to share with you guys are actually tools, and I just wanted to show you guys these things because I think that even if you're just starting out, these things are necessary. And the first one is the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. This is only $6 and it's a really great dupe for the Beauty Blender. You can use beauty sponges for so many different things, and that's why I chose to include this in the kit, because you can use it for your foundation, your concealer, your powder, even your blush if you want to. They're just so versatile, and I think that everyone should have a makeup sponge in their kit. And last but not least, I included an eyelash curler. And I know that this is not 100% necessary. You don't have to curl your eyelashes, but I have always thought that curling my eyelashes was necessary ever since I first started, because it opens up your eyes, it makes them look so much more awake, and it makes the mascara go on so much easier, and I just think that it's necessary. And if you don't want to have a metal contraption that close to your eye when you're just starting out, just skip it. It's not a huge deal, but I do think that if you're getting a little starter kit, this is something that you should have in it. So that is it for my beginner's starter kit in makeup. My camera is literally like 5 seconds from dying. I've been watching it this entire time, so I'm gonna have to close up this video. But let me know in the comments if you thought this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!